Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? We have quite a few things to talk about right now, and yeah, it's going to get a little crazy. I cannot believe when I watched this video, and you're going to watch it too. I cannot believe what I heard during this video. It's a House Homeland Security Committee hearing, all right? And it's about an NGO being cut a check for $600 million of U.S. taxpayer money every 2 to 3 months for crossers. Please, somebody make this make sense, okay? Because we, the people, can't get help for anything, but yet they're getting 600 million every 2 to 3 months. No, it's wasteful. It's despicable. It's just everything that you could possibly think of that just makes you angry. Why are we paying for them? We can't, we should be supporting us, not them. Oh boy.
I'd like to ask Mr. Carroll and anybody else would like to answer this. Can you name some of these NGOs that have specifically taken these hundreds of millions of dollars and not used it to protect these children?
Catholic Charities, Youth and Family Services, Jewish Family Services. I spoke to a gentleman that works in DHS. He actually sends the electronic fund transfers, and I asked him, "Sir, tell me who do you send, who are you responsible for, and how much is the largest check you cut?" He said, "I'm over Jewish Family Services, and I cut a check for $600 million." And I said, "Is that for like 3 years?" And he told me, "JJ, get in the game. That's 2 or 3 months, and it's renewable."
Okay, so this video, I thought it was odd and a little crazy too. This guy who lives in Sweden, he is at a store and it sells food from all over the world, okay? And he shows US candy, United States candy, okay? And it is labeled with a warning on the back of each item. And they put a list of all the dangerous ingredients. Yeah. Now, this is the candy that we give our kids and stuff like that, and that we eat ourselves. I was like, wait a minute. What?
I'm in a store here in Sweden. We have very strict food regulations what should and not should be put in food or edibles in Europe. So I went to this place called Matvärden. Here they have this USA shelf, and I looked at Airheads. On the back of Airheads you can see warning labels. Contains ACO colorants that can have negative effect on child's behavior and concentration. So American candy comes with warning labels here in Europe.
Now let's see what happens in batshit bonkers Britain. Love her.
We Breaking news here in batshit bonkers Britain, where it's Good News Tuesday, and I have come dressed as Natalia, the Russian ice skater from the 1970s, for no apparent reason. The UK and France are talking up the war in Ukraine because they want to sell more nuclear warheads and push up BlackRock shares, make hay while the sun shines and all of that, because they know when Trump gets into office, all of that war is over in about 2.3 seconds. In other news, Walmart brilliantly have joined a legion of other corporates in dropping DEI, diversity, equality and inclusivity criteria laid out by the globalists. They recognise it's not good for business, not good for the workplace and not good for the customer. It's being rejected wholesale, which is great news and leaves the wokerati in tears. And finally, electric vehicles. The bottom has dropped out the market. Meanwhile, the idiots continue to push a 20% quota on electric vehicles, and you have the twat that's heading up marketing in Jaguar who's going to produce an all-electric fleet that no one wants, that you can't insure, and no one wants to buy second-hand because who wants a second-hand battery? It just goes to show, doesn't it, darlings, there is no point putting a guy in charge of a big cat brand when he's never really seen a pussy in his life. That's it for now from Natalia here in Batshit Bonkers Britain. And my dog has just been rolling in fox shit, you little sod. First up.
Now this is strange, and it's confirmed. I was like, wow, yeah. Now this one, it's not science, man. It's politics.
It's not science, it's politics. I've been listening to this bullshit for 50 years. In the 60s, it was oil will be gone in 10 years. In the 70s, it was another ice age in 10 years. In the 80s, it was acid rain will destroy all the crops in 10 years. In the 90s, it was the ozone layer will be destroyed in 10 years. In the 2000s, it was the glaciers will all melt in 10 years. In the 2010s, it was the east and west coast will be underwater from rising sea levels in 10 years. None of this fear-mongering nonsense came true, but it did result in higher taxes every time.
Now, I haven't seen this game in years, and I mean years. It was in 1994. It's called the Illuminati card game, and it was just exposed. I completely forgot about this game. I remember seeing this game. Watch. Now, this last one. The American government, they must be held accountable on all levels. They've recklessly spent our tax dollars without accountability for decades. And I'm not the only one to say this. No.
deficit in 5 minutes.
How?
You just pass a law that says that anytime there's a deficit of more than 3% of GDP, all sitting members of Congress are ineligible for re-election. Yeah. Now you've got the incentives in the right place, right? So it's capable of being done.